release that doubt.
Can I call you?
Yeah, sure. I'm Kathy also, and I need to release the doubt and fear and increase my belief.
That's good.
Mine's the same. I told my kids we've been trying to do this for 26 years, a whole married life. I felt like I needed to get free so I could serve people, be put wherever God wants me to be, and be there for my wife and my kids. And I haven't done it yet. I need to release that doubt that I can. And show my kids that it's possible, because they don't believe it, because they've seen me work hard, and I've missed a lot of things because I've been working hard. But I need to show them you can do it and you can accomplish your dreams, and I'm not quitting.
Yes. I love what he said. And I'm gonna identify one word he said, and if you guys use that word he said in your content, your life will change. Servant. Become a servant.
Servant.
What?
I need to be good again. Sorry, I had to sync the audio. Sorry.
You know, like I said, there's so many people literally that she's gonna tell you. So many people literally like, I'm creating content. It's like, no, I'm out there to serve people.
Yeah.
I'm out there to be their hope dealer. You know, I'm out there to make that impact, right? And I think sometimes when we create content, like I have to create my content, or my content is good. Is it good? Are you out there serving people? Do people feel like, wow, Kathy can help me? You know, and that, so I love that you said that you recognize that, because if you show up as that to serve people, it changes everything. So Mildred, what do you need to release?
I need to release the fear of judgment, understanding that I'm going to put myself first by helping to serve others and not feel guilty because I want more in life, even though I'm so blessed.
Love it. Willow?
I need to release the guilt of bringing people into an MLM where they lost money.
So basically you fear somebody buys from you. You have that fear, what if they don't have success? You're putting all that pressure on you.
Release
I'm gonna scratch.
that's the
Some of these little goodies. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. And you know, you are not the reason somebody will have failure or have success. Because if you can give them a vehicle, it's how they drive that vehicle that makes all the difference.
I know that here. I don't know that here. Right.
Yeah, that's what we gotta.
That's hard.
Yeah, we gotta get it down to in the heart that you know that.
Yeah. Just need to really.
Because isn't
Be
it
okay with
interesting? You
that.
can take the exact same vehicle. Why can some people drive it for 3 years and it's still in great shape? Some people can only drive for 2 months and it's in bad shape. Some people wreck it. Some people never change the oil in it or fill it with gas, right? That's not the vehicle's fault.
No, good
It's
point.
how they drove the car. And how they-
Thank you.
I'm Donna. I've had a lot of like negativity in my life, just never being enough, never being a one, never being successful on my own terms. And I've always had that entrepreneurial drive, so I know this program works. I just have some kind of doubt, in me that I can do it and that I deserve it.
Yeah, that's the worthiness. I know, can't question that. How did the 53,000 people get in our community? Because our program is like, am I worthy of that? If
Accepting
I put
that.
the work in, will it work for me? Yeah.
I'm Cindy. The big one for me is self-worth. Never being made to feel like I was worth anything, being in an abusive marriage for many years. As a nurse in my professional career, rock solid, very confident, had a great career. But the rest of it, not so much.
Yep.
So,
Self-worth, yeah.
and I want more.
Because you're here. Like, just remember that, you guys.
Exactly.
You know
Exactly.
you're worth more. You know you can achieve more.
Again, like Willow, I know it here.
Right.
It's
That's
in here.
That's the longest distance right there.
Right.
Yeah.
My name's Jen.
face.
Self-worth.
How do you like the microphone holder? It's a spoon.
That's
fancy.
awesome.
It works.
Same time.
That's $1 million mic right there.
There you go.
Self-worth is probably the same. I was in a previous marriage, 20 years. I just didn't think I was good enough to be even in the presence of all you guys, And, my kids are very judgmental. They don't really see that this is something that's and could actually happen for me. But I want it not just for myself, but for them, So knowing that, I've been a little successful, but I'm not where I want to be.
Right.
So kind of overcoming those down years and stuff.
Love it.
Having more confidence, I think.
Yeah. Well, good. Something good to release.
I'm Melissa. Self-doubt, just feeling like I can do this, I am worthy of this. Confidence.
Have you guys noticed how much it's
Yeah.
the self-doubt?
Theme.
It's-
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it is a fork. I thought it was a spoon. I guess you can, stick it in your hair if you need to.
And now we're getting
Oh,
even fancier.
there. Now we're getting
Oh,
we're
I
upgrading.
Mike obviously has fear of judgment too.
I'm Wendy.
Yeah, I think the pork is better.
And I think for me, it's the guilt and shame. I had another business in network marketing and done really, really well. Made $500,000 there. And, but we also spent a lot of money and then things kind of fell down, declined. And so I find myself in a place where I really got to work again. And it's just that shame of the woulda, coulda, shouldas. I should have invested more. I invested in bad, wrong thing. Anyway, it's that having to show up and still work again and really be able, really work. I know I can do it. It's just that what do people think of me? And so it's just letting go of that guilt and shame.
Yeah, it's powerful.
You done?
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Take one down, pass it around.
So I'm Harold, and yeah, I'm probably gonna parrot most of the other folks. It's the self-doubt. When you're branded by the folks that should be your biggest cheerleaders as somebody who's not worthy.
Yeah.
For the formative years of your life, it's hard to grow over those scars.
Didn't go away.
So that's it. I don't need cleaners.
So I'm Lily, and what I have to release is the opinion of my daughter. She's a millennial, and she was okay with me being the doctor, and she was okay with me being, on top of the world, but she wouldn't support me in any of the 30 MLMs that I did, and she certainly doesn't think that digital marketing is good enough for me.
Wow.
So she's not interested, judgmental, and it hurts. And I know I can do this because I've been successful in everything that I've accomplished, other than the 30 MLMs.
Hey, that was your education.
Yeah.
Wow, these
Right.
successful years.
That's right.
So that's what I need to release. I need to release her opinion of what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And what you need to do is you just need to build this and become very successful with it. And then take her on a trip or take her out to eat at a really nice restaurant. And then just thank her because of you is why I showed up every day. Because I was going to just show you what I'm capable of. And that digital marketing is good enough for me.
Well, in a lifetime ago, when I thought I was Oprah and Richard Branson, and we went on dozens of trips and the 5-star resorts and everything, and then things changed. And so, it's time to get back into the program.
Get back there again. Yes, there's your motivation right there. That's good. Love it.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline. I think I'm at the point, because I've gotten past the self-worth, I'm at the point where I want to serve, and I know that, but I have to put myself first.
Yes.
And I've never done that my entire life. I have always been Mom, do this, do that. Never done skincare, never done anything, and now I need to not feel guilty when I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm doing me, and I have to not feel guilty for doing that because then I serve better.
You do.
So,
Yeah.
so that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ladies first.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a gentleman.
And mine is limiting belief. I definitely feel like, can I really be that legacy successful person that I can actually do that? Because I have not done that before. So I just think it's the limiting belief, and I need to release that.
Yay. Thank you. Magnus from Sweden. I flew all the way, as you know, everyone, and I'm really dedicated. I took a loan to be here because I really want this so bad. I have to release several limiting beliefs, but I'm working hard. I mean, they pick peak performers, like where legends are made is his slogan, and I'm working with Jens Stillion, one-on-one, mindset coach and treatment therapy, because I'm from Sweden, and my accent, we spoke about it yesterday, so I only talk, but I don't know if the grammar is correct, or the words is correct, or the right synonyms.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
You're good.
I've had no problem.
Okay, okay, that's good to know. So that, and also, can I really do this? Because I have an academic degree. I'm an electrical engineer. I studied at the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm, Sweden. That's the oldest, largest, and the greatest technical university. It's like MIT in Sweden. Like so I know a lot of advanced math and physics, but this is totally different. I've been a salesman, also a top salesman, but then again, I was talking my first language. I'm more eloquent, obviously, in my first language. I was a telemarketing salesman. But now I'm here and I'm really determined. I will make this work.
Yes.
Because I've gone all the bridges.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. We gotta become millionaires.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, Tana, who's got the Lexus? The white Lexus?
I wish.
Okay. Our neighbors are kind of, and we're kind of in their grass a little bit.
It is?
I guess. I don't know.
I'm not in their grass, I'm sure, but I am by their mailbox.
Okay. Well,
In other words, move it.
probably.
In other words.
In other words.
Right up the first.
I like it.
She needs to move a car.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, Ina, back to you.
So I can
What
use
do
the
you need
back
to
of the
release?
couch too. Oh,
She needs
Microphone,
a mic.
microphone.
Dan, do you mind?
What's that?
Okay,
I'm moving
so
down a bit so I can use the back of the couch too.
Yeah.
At least have the talking stick.
talking stuff. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna move more.
Thank
good?
you. Yes, thank you.
Okay, you don't know what I've been working on schedule.
Oh, no.
I can't do videos till 2 a.m.
What I need to release, I guess, no, I don't know.
Okay. And that's a block, right?
That is,
That's
yeah.
definitely
That's
a
her
block.
release.
So, this is why you guys, it's so important, because it's pretty common, 100% what everybody it is, right? So what if you flip that? What would change? Think about it.
Everything.
Yeah, like if you just flipped it. Because if we stay in those stories of guilt in that story, what if you flip that and you could call your kids' or grandkids' parents and be like, hey, you want to go to Disney World next week? Right? It was that spontaneous, wasn't it? I was like, oh, okay. Right? But that's the difference, right? But if I lived in the guilt, if I lived in, oh, if I, or I like what Wendy said, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? If I lived in there, I would still be there. So that's why you have to release that. And it's like, I want to see the person I can become. That's, take the money out of it. I want to see who she is. I want to see who he is. I want to get to know that person. And if you look at it that way, you won't have these limiting beliefs. You won't have these self-doubts because you can't allow them in your space anymore. Because what happens is we allow the self-doubt and the limiting beliefs in, and then we become a victim. And then we blame other people and blame other circumstances, or then the lack of motivation kicks in. It's like, I just want to watch one more series.
It's so easy to do.
Yes, just one more. I can get caught up in my videos later, and then you're back in the same story. And it's like, that's why you guys, to make this work, to get your 10 customers, like, matter of fact, if you could release this stuff, mostly what you do, Matt, if you can release that and let it go, you could get 10 customers next week. I have zero doubt in that. Mike and I even talked about you this morning. Like, you guys are our bathroom talk, by the way. I'm getting ready in one mirror, he's getting ready in another mirror, and we're talking about you guys. Like, it is, isn't it? Like, literally, like, that's what we talk about is you guys in the mornings. It's crazy. Every day, like that's 6 a.m., you know, if you guys' ears are ever burning, yeah, we're just talking about you. And we do, we're like, oh man, Matt is like the perfect, you know, the perfect candidate. And it's like because you have everything and you're there. You know, you are there. Like you've drawn the line in the sand. You know, you're like, my job's ending. I'm gonna be able to, you know, whatever. What'd you say? It's ending, or was it a contract? Yeah. And you do not want,
And you don't want to do contract. You don't want another one, right?
I don't want to go to a job.
Yep.
I'm so tired of
So
it.
you're gonna have that. You're gonna
We
have
talked
that
about it last night.
replaced and more.
What he needs
Yes.
is for me to let go of my anger and really believe and not just have the inside of me the doubt that I've had because we've tried so many things.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, are we really doing another thing?
Right.
I'm so tired of it. So I don't know if I've been holding back without him knowing it. Or maybe he knew it. But if I can let my anger, my frustration, and my doubt that it can work because we've had so many tries and learned it a bunch, then he'll be okay. This morning I was on a run and came past a tree that had a broken branch. And I said, that tree has gone through storms. And that branch fell off, but look at the rest of the tree. It's beautiful. I said, you know what else we do is take off that broken branch, that dead branch, the dead branches, and keep the growth.
Yes. Wow.
And keep the growth. We've had so much growth.
Yes.
And our children have been blessed because of the growth we've had.
Yes.
And he's amazing. He has been so dogged and determined, even despite when I've had doubts and anger. He just keeps going. He just keeps going. And I'm so grateful because he's been the leader in our home. And he shows up. And we work together. And I just need to let go of my anger and my doubt.
Release it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want you guys, I want to recall a story I said to you guys yesterday, right? When me and Mike, the little peanut, were kayaking. And I said that to her. I said, oh, I used to, man, like, oh, I would love a house on the lake. And, she goes, well, dreams do come true. So imagine if you guys could release all of this. Then you're teaching your kids and grandkids that dreams do come true. And I thought about that when she said that, because she's like, that means dreams do come true, Grandma. And she's like, herself because she learned to kayak. Right? But then I go back to the days at Santa Fe Lake. And what if I would have just stuck in that, in the guilt and, the judgment of me, and can I do this? And do I even want to try to do something different again? Because look, I tried network marketing and then,
been burned.
But I was like, no, I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm like, I want to see what you're capable of. And so I want you guys to say that. Like, I want you to give yourself permission to see what you're capable of. And every single time this doubt or this disbelief kicks in, just stop it. Like you said, just release that branch, that broken branch, right? Because the tree will still grow. That's so good, by the way. That's a video, by the way. Yes, good. That's so good.
It's all in now.
But it is so important, you guys, because it don't matter how great we craft your message if you can't release that, because your old self, because look how old you are. So it's been building for how many years?
A long time.
Yeah. It's not like you just started last week or last year. It's the stack of the limiting beliefs and the trauma and the drama and the failures and the disappointments and the guilt and the judgments and the hurt, the pain, the lies, the deceit. I mean, it's everything, right? And it's so stacked. So unfortunately, the older we get, the harder it is. But we have to release that. And I just want you guys to become the person you know you can be, or you guys wouldn't be here. There's so many other things you could have done. But you invested in you because you know that you are worthy. You do know. See, so I want you to think about that next time. Like every time that doubt or stuff creeps in, I want you to be like, no, I invested in me because I know I can leave that legacy. I know I can make a difference. And if you start telling yourself that over and over and over, what do you think will happen? You start believing it. And if you start believing it, what happens? You start receiving it.
And then isn't there something about your brain starts to,
Rewire.
I don't know, rewire.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
That's why you should push those negative thoughts.
Right,
Yes.
and that's the problem. This is all about all the wiring and rewiring that you had to this point. I feel guilty. Then like, well, if I feel guilty, why should I be able to leave a legacy and have success? Because you're living in that guilt. So I want you guys to really make sure you release that this weekend. And I want you to become just unstoppable. Even if you just give yourself 90 days to just release all of it and just go all out for 90 days and see what you're capable of. So, okay, we're gonna do that? All right.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. So we're gonna go, we were talking about this yesterday, the pain, the pivot. Can everybody see this? Everybody see it, okay? Yeah. Can you? Okay. And I just want to briefly cover it because we, talked about it last night, but you guys, this is so important in crafting your story. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a brain dump together, okay? So the pain is, and you can look at it both ways. The pain is what pain that your customers are feeling right now. The pivot, the path, the power. How can you help them get here? So what we're going to do, okay, is to define your customer, we're going to cover their pains. We're going to cover their desires, their objections, their lifestyle. What's going to be cool is each of you have a little bit of a different customer, right? So we're going to do a brain dump together. So if you think of your customer, what are their pains right now? What's waking them up at 3 in the morning? They're tossing and turning and can't go back to bed. What is it?
Overworked.
Okay.
Work.
Bills.
Wanting to stay home with their children.
Yeah.
Life-sucking job.
Soul sucking.
Soul sucking.
Soul-sucking.
Feels wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
Fuzzy brain as they get older.
Or lack of belief in
Soul-sucking
themselves.
job, overworked, bills, stay at home with kids, want to.
Stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Stressed out.
Oh, yes.
Thinking they can't do anything else.
Yeah.
No options.
Sad about their situation and not knowing what to do.
Giving up and not thinking there's any solution, and wondering if life's ever gonna get better.
Is this all there is?
Becoming victim of circumstance.
Is this all there is? That's a video, by the way.
Having to choose what they'll give up in order to have something else.
So think about the pain. Soul-sucking job, overworked, bills, want to stay at home with kids, they're stressed out, they're thinking there's no other options. What was the other ones?
Learning, there's a learning curve. A lot of people think, can I even learn all this?
Too old to learn.
Yeah, lack of belief that
Yeah.
they can do something different.
Yeah.
Too old to learn. Yeah.
Too late to start over.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Well, we're proof of that.
This point,
You're not too late.
Is it too late?
Yeah, people say, is it too late?
Mhm.
That'd be another
Is
video.
it too late for me? Something like, are these the cards I was dealt in life? And this
Yeah,
is what I'm
that's all there
supposed
is,
to have?
yeah.
Or I gotta pay money to start this?
Yeah.
Well,
I get that a lot.
So think about all the pains. What's some other pains?
Who am I gonna be when my job doesn't identify me anymore?
Yeah.
feel they're missing out on their purpose?
Missing out on things growing up.
Laid off, that can be a pain point.
Divorced late in life.
Yeah.
Not being able to take my family on a vacation we really want to go on.
Yeah.
Bad investments.
House in foreclosure,
Mm-hmm.
no money to make memories, travel.
Survival mode.
Yeah.
Hopeless.
Caring for their
Society change.
grandkids or caring for older, you know,
That
their
sandwich
parents.
generation, you
Yeah.
know, we got caring for parents and caring for grandkids.
Yep, yeah, yep.
Stepping in
That's
for
good.
family members that don't have anybody
Illness.
else.
So this is what is so good to do when you're working about to find your customer. What's some of these pain points? Because these right here, what happens is when you understand the pain of your perfect customer, guess what they think?
We're relatable.
They get me.
Right.
Like if you have somebody that is living in survival mode right now, and you do a video, and they hear you say that, like, are they in my head? Like out of all of the hundreds of thousands of videos I've seen, why am I watching somebody talk about survival mode? That's me.
Doesn't
Yeah.
that build instant trust?
Yeah, instant, right? Because it's that relatability. I love when people say all the time, "Oh, you're having success because you're making money." I'm like, "Oh, no. I was way more relatable when I was stressed and overwhelmed, and I was trying something new because that was relatable to people." Because they're like, "Oh my gosh," because I was their hope dealer. I gave them hope. Because she's like, "Oh, okay, if she can do it, I can do it," right? And so that's something, just always remember, where you are now, right now, is when you're most relatable. So if you can work on this and really cover these pain points. Okay, so let's keep up. So pain points. Now, what is their desires? What is desire? Debt
Leave their
free.
profession.
What?
Leave their profession.
Yeah.
Stop living paycheck to paycheck.
Change job. Yeah.
Have the retirement they thought they were gonna have.
More time freedom.
Yeah.
Time, money, freedom. Control of their income and time.
Pay kids college.
Leave a
Travel without debt. You know, not putting it on
Yeah.
credit card.
Be a present parent.
be a good role model.
That's good.
Be able to take your family to dinner and not have your older kids have to pay for their dinner. You can afford it. So, I don't know how to short that down, shrink that down.
That means to take that down to the detail, the core.
Pay for dinner, yeah.
Yeah,
To
kind
be
of like
able
what
to be able to
Celine
fund-
said yesterday, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad had to, like, and I'm gonna feel this if I take my grandkids out to eat. Like, you know, financially, I'll feel that. Like, nobody
Yeah,
wants
I
to
wanna
live
be
like
able
that.
to do whatever I wanna do without feeling.
I would say fund your retirement, but still know that you can still live well right now. I've had a lot of people say that, they're like, okay, what if we don't even make it there? I wanna still enjoy my life right now, but I don't have enough to fund retirement.
So they're giving up their life now to fund their
Yeah,
retirement.
they're like, great,
Then they're not
right.
even sure if they're actually gonna
But
make it to
retirement, change zip code, some people like to move in a different home, put their kids in better
Better
schools. Mm-hmm, yeah.
Retire early,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Buy a second home.
Retired, period.
No, you have a retirement.
Retire.
I wanna retire early and not be burned for it.
Right, yeah. And this is something that is and really important to understand is people are living longer, but the money isn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why it's so important to help people see this. Because even if it was an extra $4,000, like right now, if somebody has a good job that they like, but what if they made an extra $4,000 a month and you put it into some type of investments?
Right.
And you might have a retirement.
In
that you can
16
live
years, they can be making $20,000 a month off of that investment.
And what about health journey too? I know it's so expensive to just even the
Oh.
skincare, just to be able to buy nice
Right.
skincare, buy vitamins that heal your body and things like that. So just being able to have that extra
Yeah,
$3,000 to
It
do
is.
that too.
yeah, the lifestyle, like you desire the lifestyle you want without having to look at your bank account. So what are the objections they have? Like, why aren't they going after these desires? What's the objections?
Price,
Too old to start?
money.
Or they don't have the money to start.
Some of them don't even know it exists.
Tech,
Yeah, they're gonna wear
time,
Scared.
Fear,
too old,
No time to do it.
fear.
fear of rejection, failure, fear of failure.
Like, don't
The other day, somebody said on my live, it's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
I said, why don't you fear the known?
Fear the known.
I fear no much more than
That's
that.
what I said, why don't you fear the known? Because do you know you're not gonna be able to retire the way you're going right now? Do you know you're not gonna be able to pay your bills if you don't make, I mean, I would fear more what you know is gonna happen with the unknown.
Right.
And they were like, wow, and they did a light bulb. But it's so true, we all focus on the fear of the unknown. What about the fear of the known?
Yeah.
Of what you know is gonna happen, because
Look
the
at
People
that.
don't like to get out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
So it's easier to stay where
Mhm.
you're comfortable than it is to face that.
Fear of change.
I think videos, they fear doing videos. Fear family judging. Or friends judging, they fear family judgment. What's some other objections that
Should be
people have?
grateful for what we got.
Yes, yes.
Scarcity mindset.
Yep.
Mhm.
For my generation, all they've ever known is the 9 to 5 and pick up an extra shift and, you know, get a menial job on the weekends. They don't even realize that they can build something like this around their 9 to 5. I mean, they're not even cognizant of the fact that we're the, you know, 21st century now and
Yep.
you can do this.
Right, like they're not even open to receive and then
No,
there's an
yeah,
option.
yeah, I see that a lot.
They, objection is
Don't wanna show their face.
I
They don't
got
like social
videos,
media.
yeah, social media, they fear
They don't like-
social,
yeah, they don't
objection
like
is,
social-
I don't know nothing about social media. I just watch a few videos every once in a while.
Yeah, don't know how. They just don't know how to do it.
My 87-year-old mother can FaceTime me and she can get on Facebook, she scrolls that sucker every day.
Oh, yeah.
That she can like.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna start using some of that in my videos too.
Yeah.
That 87-year-old granny can do this, you can too.
Well, Don, that was
perfect.
here at the last Clarity to Cash, when he found, you know, he's the one that's like, oh, I have retirement money, but I'm watching it go just really quick, right? And he's 80 and he has the mindset of a 50-year-old.
Or one good illness could take that all out.
And, you know, he likes to do things, so when he discovered this, you guys, he didn't even have a computer.
Yes, I remember.
Wow.
The mastermind.
Yeah.
Donald?
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't even have a computer.
Dawn.
So he literally had to get a computer, learn a computer, and do all this. Yeah,
He is-
Wow.
He outsourced a lot of stuff because he's smart.
yeah.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
But you know what I'm saying? But he knew he wanted. He feared the known
Yeah.
more than the unknown of learning a computer and doing this. He
Yeah,
feared that.
exactly.
And so, but that is, yeah. So anyway, I think that's a great story.
It is. It's
You
okay.
guys should share that story, right? Like he's 80 years old. Didn't even have a computer. He bought a computer because he was watching his. He has a retirement, but he's like,
But you have to believe.
but the lifestyle
Yeah.
that I want,
It won't fund it.
not as, cause, you know, I mean, he's spunky and healthy 80, right? You know,
Right.
and that's, you know, so anyway, not even a computer. So, yeah. So what's something else over here?
Getting out of societal beliefs of
Yeah, that's gonna say believe.
you have to go to school, you have to do this, you have to
The programming.
9 to 5 society. You're not gonna make money if you don't.
There's also a lot of scams out there, so people are
Mm-hmm.
always leery of, is this real or?
This is a scam.
Yeah, is this a scam or is it real?
So the reason why these are so important, because if you can call out the pink elephant in the room in your content, you've handled an objection before they even said it. And they're like, oh yeah. You released that thought from them. right? And so sometimes people are afraid. So you think it's a scam. In this video I'm gonna share with you, maybe it is a scam, or maybe it isn't. Boom, you know what I mean? And you handle the objections, and then you go right into the desire, you go right into the pain, and then you go back to the outcome in the CTA. So it's so good though to bring out the objections, just like that, the fear of the unknown. Are you like looking at your bank account going, it's the weekend, I can't even do anything? But you fear doing something, trying something, because what if it doesn't work? Why don't you fear the known? You know the fact that you can't do anything because of what your bank account says. But then you handle this. Maybe it's because you're not tech savvy. Maybe it's because you don't have enough time. Maybe you think you're too old. Then boom, what if I showed you that you can follow a proven blueprint where you can be able to get debt free, be able to not look at your bank account, and then you handle the desires. Like you guys, this is how you create content. This is why you do such a brain dump on all of this. And if you can call out, I make sure I will call at least 5 objections during my lives. Because if I can cover them, then they can't give me those objections.
So you're starting with the objection.
I'll put in a hook.
Okay. And then going into the pain points and the desires, okay.
Yeah, I will
And
do
then the
that.
solution.
Yeah, I do that in a lot of my content, just because in my lives, I will literally know like the pain points. Like, you know, a big objection when I knew my perfect customer would be, I don't want to have to DM people. You know, I don't want to have to DM people. I don't want to have to bother friends and family. I don't want to have to look at the phone on my phone, because when I did network marketing, I would go for no. So I lived in I had to be told no, go for no. You know, I feel like I get 10 no's today, and I lived in a complete, getting rejected state. And the moment I walked away from my phone, there's no way I would make money. And so I'd be with my family, and I would get a DM. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. And sometimes it'd be hours later, then they'd be on to the next thing. So I get the guilt, right? And so that was some of the objections that I dealt with. So that's why I talk about it. No DMing people, no bothering friends and family. That's why you hear me say that over and over again, because that's a huge objection. So that's why you guys got to really think about your perfect customer. What is their main objection they have, and just talk about it. Let them know that they don't have that. And if you hear that, the people that talk in the webinars, they talk about, they love the fact they don't have to DM.
But one more objection is like leaving the matrix. You always do what everyone in society says that you should do, and you have been indoctrinated that this is the only way to live, and that's one objection, and I want to stay in this. Maybe it's related to this fear of the unknown.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about lifestyle. So what is the lifestyle that they want that they don't have?
Travel.
Peace.
Paid college.
No waking up to an alarm clock.
Unless you want to.
Unless unless you're going somewhere, you're like, I want to wake up.
Some people it's more kids.
Spend time with your adult kids and
Some people they can't have any kids because they don't have the money, or they can only have one kid because they don't have the money. Their lifestyle would be they want a bigger family.
Make memories.
Work when and where you want to.
More luxury.
They don't want their bank
Work on your
account to be telling
terms.
them what they can do.
What?
Work on your terms. Like
Yeah.
if you want to be somewhere else, you can work somewhere else, and at the time that you wanted to pick the time, not whenever
What are
you
your
want.
terms? Yeah. I thought about you when you said that about I want to be able to get the supplements I want. I want to get the skincare I want without looking at the price and deciding what I can afford.
Yeah.
So
Without
just-
having to worry about what you can afford.
Or even just, like organic food. People are like, I
Yeah.
can't afford that.
Yeah.
I've seen food.
Yeah,
I've
buy
seen
without
food. My
limitations.
niece said, fruit is for rich people, and I said, what? She's in California, and she's all, Auntie, do you mind if I have some fruit? And I'm like, whatever you want. And she's like, I go, why are you saying it like that to me? She's all, that's for the rich people. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Oh.
It's because a box of blueberries is $9 now.
Yes.
You have to be
Wow.
rich. Non-processed food is much more
Yeah.
expensive than processed food.
Well, yeah, or you can buy a big old bag of potato chips for $2.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
for
it's
them to eat
crazy.
fruit, it was like, it's super expensive. And I was like,
Yeah, it is, and
Don't get me
that's,
started.
again, that's lifestyle, yeah, there you go, right? That is definitely lifestyle. So these are important to know, like, this is a really important one, because why? Because that's what will get them to want to make a decision, right? Because they trusted you because you handled their objections, they get me, you agitated the pain, now you're gonna show them they can have peace in their life. You can show them they can travel. They don't have to wake up to alarm clock anymore. If your perfect customer is more kids, they can have more kids.
Maybe that they
Or
can
if
have
they get
security, like live in the house in the neighborhood that they want to,
Yeah,
as well as the financial security.
yeah, that's
Just
zip
overall.
code, yeah.
I got a good one, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
My niece, they just got evicted because the owner's gonna have his son move into the house in California. And her husband works in Sacramento, and because it's so expensive, they have to move 3 hours away just to be able to afford to live. Because they don't pay him enough, but he has to commute back to Sacramento.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like,
So he's gonna drive 6 hours every day?
he has to,
Besides
because
work
he
8?
can stay with a friend during the week so that he can work.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And I was like, you shut up. And they're like, we are not able to stay right in the, where we're working, we're having to look 2 to 3 hours out, just so we can, just continue to work.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible, it's so terrible.
Heartbreaking.
Wow.
And then I think that paralyzes people, it's fear, and then they get paralyzed, and then they're like, oh my god, I just gotta keep surviving, and
Right.
I don't wanna
that's
try
right.
anything else, because every time I do, I get knocked back down, you know?
Right. And not only do you get knocked down, you get down farther.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. They're like,
It's
I'm
just one
just
more
gonna
thing to add to the pile.
Yeah.
So it's like you feel like
Layer.
you feel like you're going backwards.
So I'm a part of a nonprofit, that's a big part of my life ever since I started this, so thanks to you and everybody else who mentors me. So I would love, like sometimes, you know, we're doing things for the kids, elementary school, high school, and I would love to be able to give anything to them. You know what I mean? So that to me is what I really want to do in the future.
I love that.
So.
I'll tell you, that's a great story. When we had this house under construction, and this guy knocks on our door, the black man's wish, and he walks on the door and he goes, the Logan's BMW was out front, and he came to the door, he's trying to sell us some cleaners, and he said, BMW, he goes, that's a black man's wish. And we were like, and he's a black guy, you know, he goes, that's my dream someday. And we were cracking up, right? He's just the greatest guy. Anyway, and he's like, just such a great personality. I bought his cleaner, like a whole box of his cleaner. And he always comes back, and he came back, gosh, Mike, when was it? Like November? And he came back, and, cause we just really connected, like, great guy. And he came back in November, and he's like, talking to me, he's like, you know, I run a nonprofit, and we have a bunch of, it's the lower income kids, and we support football, and da-da-da-da. And he goes, would you like to donate money? And I said, you know, that's not the right question to ask. And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, because you'll just get a little. I said, how much is a trip gonna cost? I literally grabbed my phone, you know, it's like I grab my phone, I get the calculator out, and I'm like, how many kids, and what does it cost for each kid? I'm calculating all this, the drive, how many vehicles, what's the food gonna cost, what's the hotel, and I divided that into the amount of kids. Do you remember how much it was? Like a kid, 300 and some, or 400 and some? I said, so if everybody would just sponsor one kid, you need $400. I got my bank account, my checking, and I gave him the $400. I said, see, you'll get what you asked for.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my gosh, you know, he was like, his mind was like, that's brilliant, da-da-da. Well, anyway, he came back, he comes by all the time. He's just such a great guy. And he's like, where's my BMW? He always is like looking for it. I'm like, my son has it. He goes, I will have your life someday because you just inspire me. Anyway, he goes, we're starting to collect the money. And he goes, it's $300. I'm like, yes! He knew what to ask for. And he said, so he's looking for, of course I gave him the $300, and I said, let me know, if you can't get the other people to sponsor. I said, but have people do a mutual sponsor, maybe two families can sponsor one kid. And I told him, I said, then you need to have the kids go over, do a picture with them. And I went did this whole marketing campaign with them, but I said, just let me know, if other kids can't be sponsored, come back and I'll help you. But I thought of that because it is, it's like, it does.
So why is he not legacy?
I've never even talked to him about it. I want to talk to him about him. I've just always helped him because he's a phenomenal. I mean, he has his own cleaning. He makes his own cleaning supplies. By the way, the cleaning that he sells, if you wash the windows with it, they'll be smudge proof for 2 weeks.
No.
What?
Wow.
Yes. And I didn't believe it. And he's showed me. Yes, it is. It is. And it's so funny. He's like, you still using that cleaner? I'm like, I try to, but I have the cleaning crew come to my house. He said, but I do these windows. I go, that's why you don't ever see no smudges. He goes, oh yeah, it's great. But anyway, my point is, it's like,
online? Or is it
what?
Does he sell it online, or is it only door to door?
Do you have an affiliate?
Yeah. Just my point I'm getting at is he just didn't understand marketing.
Yeah. Well, didn't you say that when I first heard you? You said the number one reason people fail is because they don't understand marketing.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I love what you said. I learned these skills because of my nonprofit, and I thought about him because now he's out ahead of time. He knew exactly the amount and everything, and he goes, "I'm going to bring these kiddos back that you're sponsoring," and yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's it's so cool. And he comes by. He goes, I'll be back in a few weeks. I got to see what the outcome of this house looks like. I go, I'll make sure Logan has a BMW. Okay. He goes, I might just need to set in it someday. And I'm like, you can set in it. Bring your kids with you. But that's the thing that's why I love that you've taken this and you've applied.
So many different ways.
Yeah.
I think 3 years ago, I've been nonprofit for 2 years. I'm one of the officers for 2 years now. But before that, I would have never. They invited me, I would have never gotten in it. And maybe I would have gotten in it just to here's a check or whatever, but not become one of the officers.
Yeah. So proud of you.
Yeah.
So proud of you. Yeah. So good. I love that. And that's what I'm saying. This just opens the doors to so many different things. Yeah. It's not just
it's transferable.
Yes.
It's very transferable.
Very.
That's what I was talking about yesterday.
About that.
I got a letter from one of the kids that worked for me, and he said, "Thank you for all the leadership skills. Thank you for all the meetings that we have. You don't realize how much you impacted my life."
Yeah.
And by him writing that letter, he impacted my life.
Exactly. Well,
It makes everything you do worth it.
Yes.
my husband and I went to a restaurant the other night, and they had a little chicken out there. They were collecting money for some lady from the community, and the thought ran in my head, if I could only just write a check for her, give her, to say, what is it that you actually need? Like you were saying, what is the amount?
Right.
And just be able to write that. And obviously I can't right now, but I'm like, there's are things I want to do with kids, give back, help people who or just have a tin can, expecting change, never thinking anybody will be stepping up and giving them exactly what they need.
And here's the thing, you're putting so much joy to your heart because when I'm at meetings, the first thing I say is everybody take out your phone, like and share my Facebook page so that we can spread the joy of love of helping our children.
So good. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is and you talked about donating. Do you think that we're the only 3 like that?
No, there's more people.
Right. That's lifestyle. That's giving, helping. I love when somebody says, "Oh, you just focus on money." I probably give away more money than you make in a year because I make money now. I get to help people like him. I'm like, "How much you need? What is it per kid? Let me know if you need more. I'll donate. I'll sponsor more kids." Right? I love that I can do that.
But also, they pick community, as I told you, and he calls me the Swedish Robin Hood because of my house. but Robin Hood takes from the rich and gives to the poor. But I have a different take. I want to be rich so I can give to the poor. Right. So I don't need to take from anyone. I just earn money and then I can give to those that are in need. And animals, I want to help animals as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a huge one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolves
So-
are my favorite
Right,
animal.
so
I
nuggets,
want to help
donate to charities,
Yeah.
right? Help, I mean, that's one thing, that's when you think about lifestyle, so what, what is it? Like mine, I wanna make sure I'm in the seats for every single one of my son's meets, right? I wanna make sure that my kids are taken care of, they all drive safe cars, right? I mean, it's, you gotta think about what that lifestyle is. And that's what you gotta talk about with your perfect customer. It's huge, you guys, because if you don't do that, there's no connection. Without connection, there's no currency. We get so caught up on this vanilla marketing of just saying, hey, get the blueprint, it's great. No, that won't do it. It's literally taking these brain dump, you guys, and do these things. It's gonna make a huge, huge difference. Now, some of you are still caught up in, I don't even know who my perfect customer is, okay? If that's you, we can do a little breakout later with this, but I do have that Find Your Perfect Customer in 20 minutes thing that you can take and fill out, but don't overthink it anymore. It's typically, just think about you and when you made that decision. So this is what we're gonna work on right now. I help blank do what benefit without what. So, and it's on that paper too, if you guys see that, right here, your $1 million message. I help blank do blank without blank, and then you can do some other variations as well, and you can see it on this. You wanna do like a bonus upgraded one that says, I help, who do you help, do what, so they can desire without pain. But this is the one to start with. Right, when I launched my business, it was I help single moms be able to never take a calculator to the grocery store again without having to be able to build a business without having to bother their friends and family. Because that was the biggest thing. They didn't want to bother friends and family. So, because what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of help you guys with this, and then we're going to break out into small groups, and you guys are going to share yours with each other. So if anybody needs any help with this right now, let me help you with that.
Yes.
Okay, I want to start.
Tanya, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I came here with a clean slate.
Uh-huh. Love it.
I don't know my message or my customer.
And I was speaking to someone yesterday, and she gave me some very good ideas. And she said, well, you should market to business people since you're a business owner. And I thought that was a good idea. But I told her, I want to market to moms who I see come to my truck and they can afford to purchase a Kona for their child. And she asked, well, are you a stay-at-home mom? And I thought about it. I said, she's got a point. I've never been a stay-at-home mom. I've always worked and tried to provide for my family. But now that I think about it, I'm not or have never been a stay-at-home mom, but I am a mom who wants to see those things and provide for my children. And I think about you all the time, how you want to be at your son's track meets. My daughter is an actress or getting into it, and we had a conversation last week, and there's a coach that she wants to train with in LA. And she's like, well, I'm not gonna be able to do that this year because it looks like I have to stay home and work. And that really hurt me.
Right.
I want to be able to say, no, I'm gonna send you there for a few weeks to train with him. But I can't right now. So
yeah,
I'm
so when,
switching.
so let's reverse engineer that. When does she need to go there, or when does she want to go there?
There's no set time, so
she could go there in 30 or 60 days.
yes.
So if you get 10 customers and made 9,000, you can help her get there.
Yes.
Is that enough? Yeah. For that coach.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I would drive. I would drive my vehicle, and it would happen. It would happen. Like it would come in my mind, and I would think about it. And what I would think about is her face when I get to tell her.
Yeah.
I'll think about the videos that she's gonna send me when she's there.
Yeah.
And that's who I would show up for every single day until I had those 10 customers. And then I would be like, oh my gosh, not only me, I can see these videos of her and her face that she gets to do this, then I'm helping 10 other moms be able to look at their daughter and say, you need to do this, or look at your child like you want more or baseball. Yeah, that's the person I show up for.
Right.
Right? So to me, your perfect customer is a mom that loves her kids, but they have to make sacrifices. They have kids that have goals and visions and talents, but there's decisions that have to be made because of the bank account.
Right. Okay.
Because those are the moms that will make a change quickly.
Right. Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the ones that can't afford a comb are in the awareness stage.
Okay.
But you're in that decision. You're ready. Like, no, I will.
Yeah.
You're like, you think about all the parents that are like, oh my gosh, it's July, almost July, right? And this is going to be my child's last year in high school. I have no money for tuition. I have no money to help them with college. Where did the last 18 years go? Right?
Right.
Those are the ones in decision stage. They need to make a change.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
They need them. That's your perfect customer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's your perfect customer.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. It
Because
does.
see, you can talk to them. Because you can talk to them why you're doing this. And then guess what? Then when you're able to do it, that story, you're gonna help. That's gonna be your $1 million story. That's how you're gonna hit $1 million. Because you're gonna do this, you're gonna get your 10 customers, you're gonna know what that feels like to see your daughter's face and see the videos and hear her journey because you showed up today and made the decision to drive that vehicle. And then it's gonna happen, and then you're gonna be able to show that story online. That's your $1 million message that will get you to $1 million. Because see, you guys haven't created your $1 million message yet. This is gonna start creating that message, right? Then it's going to turn. This is just the beginning to make you guys not overthink it and take action.
So I help moms who want to provide more for their children without struggling.
Okay, let's go a little bit more. So I help moms, but what is the benefit?
Remember yesterday when we were talking about it's not just like time, freedom, and money. It was like I help moms pick their granddaughters up from school every day without having to, XYZ have a job or whatever.
To see, I help moms who want to see their children do the things that they struggle with.
I don't know if it's necessarily struggle.
Okay.
Or you want your
Fulfill
kids
the
to be able
dream
to follow
of
their
their
dreams?
children.
That's a good one.
Which one? What was that?
That you want your kids to be able to follow their dreams. I
Yeah,
mean, that doesn't
fulfill
mean
the
that
dreams.
you,
Right.
how do I
Right.
say it? I mean, it's a
Fulfill the
balance, right? Like you don't want to enable them, but you want to be able to give them that push so that they can have that success and taste that success and then do it for themselves.
So without what?
Without going into debt or losing time with their kids.
Or without getting a second
Or
job.
second job.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
And you're showing an example to your kids of what's possible.
I mean, I help moms, and you don't gotta use the word do as much as I help moms fund my children's future without having to get a second job.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
Their children.
And we'll work on it somewhere here. Dan?
Yeah, I'm ready to craft this.
Okay.
I'm thinking like overworked, underpaid, but I'm thinking maybe I should start just like targeting men, you know, because I'm a dude. Yeah. Target dudes. Yeah, because I've been too. Yeah.
And you know what, they'll know in here's what I love about this, because like me, when I went live one time, this guy's like, what about his dad?
That was for you?
But some of the pain that I had shared, they'll get it, right? So if you just go talk to men, some women are gonna be like, well, what about us?
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna help everybody. I'm gonna help everyone. I'm not gonna, but be more. Yeah, because I'm too broad. I'm not like. So maybe just like go after men, overworked like, 'cause I've been overworked and underpaid my whole life, right? So I want to target those people, but how to craft it. So men, and I want to create that rich life. I mean, I just want to create that rich life, you know? And so I'm gonna.
So what does a rich life look like?
Yeah, I need to get more clear about that, but it's just like being able to travel, like where I want to travel, drive whatever I want to drive, you know, live where I want to live. Buy a house here, buy a house in Kansas, like so I can hang out with you guys right next door, play pool. Just come play pool. It has to be on the lake though. I need the lake view.
Oh, they have a lake view.
Okay, yeah, I gotta have a lake view.
Oh yeah, this goes around, and they have it looks just like this over here too. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I have multiple, but I haven't wanted like a house in Florida too. Like, all right, I'll be like, see you, Mike, Michelle, I'm going to Florida. I'll be back.
You know the high rise we stayed at?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I don't like the heights. Remember, I was.
Right. Here's it. We rented this high rise. We all went. We had a cruise last year for the community, and we went on it.
Film.
And he goes outside, and he's like,
Filming.
I feel he was.
Yeah,
he was like.
Yeah, I don't like.
It
I was
was.
freaked out.
You did better though. But see, that's what I want. I want to have a high rise right here.
That was cool.
Unlimited ocean, like.
I want to be able to I'll be like right next to the beach, so I can just walk on the beach.
Yeah,
I don't need to be up in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, so having my car, multiple houses, and just be able to buy whatever I want to buy, go on these trips, and be clear about.
So Mike, you can relate with him because that's kind of you. So how would you help him with his $1 million? I help.
You know, the people that like I followed, they were this way too, right? And it was more about when I followed them, it was more about like the big thing for me, like when I have, you know, this same sort of like perspective, but the big thing for me was I just wanted to be able to make as much money as I wanted to make, and I wanted to be able to live anywhere. I didn't want to be trapped in one particular location. I would look for things like how do I build a product, or how do I sell a digital product? Like how do I make money? And I was always attracted to here's how I made $100,000 a month with digital products, you know, and that's the stuff that I would look at, you know, because that was like what I wanted to do. So, you know, doing videos, like in the awareness level, I think that if you're going after that type of person, I think they already know they want this stuff, right? So I think you're more in like how to and comparing. So it's like, here's what I do each day to be able to live anywhere and make as much as I want. And then, you know, share that type of journey. Like, those are the things that I would look at. Like I was already sold on the idea, even before I knew anything about online business. Like as a little kid, I was sold on.
So what would this be for him then?
Yeah.
So, I
help men who wanted.
I help guys be able to work from anywhere and make as much as they want without having to have a boss, without having to just have somebody tell them what to do, or without having to check into some place each day, or without having to wear some silly outfit and go to school or go to work. And I mean, it's that simple.
See, mine for you would be I help men make 6 figures online without having a job and without the grind.
Without answering to anybody else, without being a slave to somebody else.
Yeah, any version of that.
So you gotta say somebody that would be comfortable. But I mean, to me, you need to say the 6 figures. See, that's what I did. I was like, I will go community to 1,000.
The hell man makes.
And then I will create a 100 6-figure income earners. Now it's like, I will create 1,000 millionaires now. So but see, like to me, it's like you gotta call that out. I help men hit 6 figures
Okay.
online without a job and without the grind.
Okay.
Because what do you think of when you say without the grind?
Without the restrictions.
I have my life back.
Yeah, you don't have to, you're
I
not
say all the
working.
time on my lives, oh, by
Yeah.
the way, if you want to grind, I'm not your mentor.
Ah.
I say it all the time, I'm not your mentor if you want to grind. If you want that badge of honor, I worked hard, I'm not your mentor. Now, if you want to learn how to master 2 hours a day, so you have 22 hours a day to do the things you love, I'm your mentor. That's why I say that.
Yeah.
I say time freedom. That's my way of saying time freedom.
Okay, let me say it right now. So I help men hit 6 figures without having to.
Online though.
Oh yeah,
Say
I help
online.
men hit 6 figures online without having to answer to a boss,
Without having a job.
without having a job,
Yeah. Or yeah, without answering a boss. Yeah.
without having to work a job or answer to a boss.
To me, I hated having to go check in somewhere every day and then be told what to do all day.
that
And
sucks.
have
I
like
hate that.
somebody like hovering over me.
Oh,
I can't stand that. Like, I can't stand.
So
being
is that what you
micromanaged.
call a job?
I mean, I just can't. Yeah, I mean, I just can't stand. But
Where's
see,
the
to
boss?
me, it wasn't a job. It was like I hate being micromanaged and told what to do and having to check in somewhere and wear something. I'll never forget when I was at the dealership. My manager. This was when I was like done. This manager came in and he's like, "You need to shave." And I had just shaved the day before. And when you shave, after you just shave, it's like, it hurts, you know? Like, it's,
Yeah, you don't shave.
So he hands me a big razor, and he tells me to go to the bathroom and shave at the dealership, or I had to go home.
What?
And I took the razor and I just flipped it back at him.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And I'm sure your flag is a problem.
I'm going to give you an example that I had given in the last Clear to Cash, and it was, here's an example. I help full-time moms create a $900 a day business so they can make memories with their kids without trading time for dollars. But see, it's like I help full-time moms, right? So it's calling it out. So like that's something that you could think about running, you know. You help- Yeah, it's right there on this paper, your $1 million message formula. That was one, that was an example I had given.
I help retirees who want a full-time lifestyle do that without having a job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I share
that's
this?
what I do.
Yeah, we're gonna break out rooms here in a minute.
Can I just meet your heart with that? So with this message, this is awesome, but how do I tie my children cancer research into that message business? It's like
This is, that's not yet.
Oh,
That's part of
okay.
your story. Look
Okay.
at your message as like an elevator speech, kind of. Like if you were getting in the elevator with somebody and they said, "What do you do?"
I teach how to make money online.
She's an elevator, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you
Elevator
think about it. This is your message, not your story. You're talking your story. I'm your
Okay.
message.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's my message?
See, like me, now my message changed. My message used to be, I help moms be able to make an income online without the grant. I used to say, I help moms follow a 300 a day blueprint that they can do online without having to bother friends and family to make an income. Now it's like, I help entrepreneurs make 7 figures online without the grind, you know? I mean, that's kind of my message now. It's like, by following a 2-hour income earning day. So it changed. That's my message. So if somebody asks me right now, I'm like, oh, I help people make money online.